Most people throw styrofoam away without thinking, but it can actually be used in a very practical way. I didn't expect much from this at first, but once I tried it, the behavior was completely different. Let me show you what happens. I pour a small amount of acetone into a container, just enough to work with. Then I take a piece of styrofoam and press it in slowly. If you watch closely, the structure starts to collapse almost instantly. Air escapes, and the volume shrinks rapidly. What looks like a solid piece turns into a dense, sticky mass. At this point, it's no longer foam. It has completely changed into something else. And what you can do with it next is where things get interesting. Now we make a simple mixing tool. Take a metal hanger and cut off a short section, bend one end into a hook shape, keep it tight and balanced. This will act as a mixer head. This step matters more than it looks, because uneven mixing leads to weak spots later. A consistent mixture gives a consistent result. Insert the straight end into a drill. Tighten it securely. Lower the tool into the container and start mixing. Keep the speed moderate. Let the hook move through the mixture and break up any remaining pieces. As it spins, the texture becomes smoother, thicker, more uniform. Take 2 wooden pieces and apply the mixture evenly across both surfaces. Don't overload it. A thin, complete layer works better than thick patches. Foam may seem weak at first, light, fragile, and easy to break. But once it's transformed, it becomes something entirely different. A dense material that grips surfaces, fills gaps, and seals them tightly, turning a simple material into something surprisingly strong and practical. Press the 2 pieces together and align them carefully. Hold them in place for a moment, then set them aside and let them cure. No clamps needed here. The material itself will hold. While that sets, move to the next test. Take a piece of cardboard, something that absorbs water easily. Draw a line across the center to divide it into 2 sections. On one side, apply the mixture evenly, cover the surface fully, leave the other side untouched. This gives us a clear comparison later. I know many of you have great ideas and smart tricks, so drop them in the comments so everyone can learn from you. Now set it aside and let it dry. Most people would stop here and assume this is just another glue. But that's not where it ends. Take 2 PVC pipes and apply the mixture to one end. Spread it evenly around the edge. Then press the second pipe into place. Twist slightly to ensure full contact. Hold it steady for a few seconds. Then repeat with different joints. This test matters because plastic surfaces are usually difficult for adhesives. They're smooth, they resist bonding, but this mixture behaves differently. It softens slightly and locks into place. This is where the method shows its full value, not just repair, but long-term protection. If we look at the entire process, the result doesn't come from one step alone. It comes from how the material is handled, how it's mixed, how it's applied, and how it's allowed to cure. Skip one part, and the result changes. Follow the full process, and the performance becomes reliable. Move to metal. Take a threaded water fitting and apply the mixture along the threads. Then screw it into a metal pipe. Tighten it firmly. The material fills the gaps and creates a sealed connection. This is where the versatility becomes clear. Wood, paper, plastic, and metal, all reacting to the same mixture. At this stage, we take it one step further. Add a small amount of red paint into the mixture. Water-based paint blends easily into the mixture. Its binders and pigments disperse into the dissolved polystyrene, while acetone helps carry them through, creating a uniform coating that bonds, seals, and adds color at the same time. Not too much, just enough to change the color, and mix it thoroughly using the same tool. The color blends into the material, turning it into a coating instead of just an adhesive. This is where most people get it wrong. They think protection requires a separate product, but here, bonding and coating become one. Take a roof tile and a wooden board. Apply the colored mixture evenly across both surfaces, spread it carefully, make sure every area is covered. This layer acts as a barrier, sealing the surface and adding protection once applied. Styrofoam by itself looks useless. Acetone alone doesn't solve anything, but together, under controlled steps, they create something practical, something that bonds, seals, and protects. This is what most people overlook. Not the material, but the transformation. Leave them to dry completely. This step needs patience. Rushing it reduces effectiveness. Now we go back to the first test. The wooden pieces. Try to pull them apart by hand. Nothing moves. Increase the force. Still no separation. Take a hammer and strike the joint. The pieces remain bonded. This is not surface-level adhesion, this is structural bonding. The material has penetrated and locked into the fibers. Check the cardboard. Pour water over both sides. Watch closely. The untreated side absorbs water immediately. It softens, weakens, and begins to break down. The treated side remains unchanged. Water stays on the surface. No absorption, no damage. This is where the difference becomes obvious. Not just protection, but resistance. Move to the PVC joints, try to pull them apart, apply force, twist them. They hold. The connection stays intact. This confirms the material works even on difficult surfaces. The bond is not just mechanical, it's chemical. It integrates into the surface. Now test the metal fitting. Try to unscrew it. Apply steady force. It resists movement. The threads stay sealed. The material fills the gaps and prevents loosening. Finally, return to the coated tile and wood. The surface has dried. The color looks even, smooth, and solid. Pour water over the tile. It runs off cleanly. No absorption, no darkening. Pour water on an untreated tile next to it. The difference is clear. The untreated surface absorbs moisture, while the coated one resists it completely. Do the same with the wooden board. Water beads on the surface. It doesn't soak in. The coating protects the material underneath. You don't need expensive coatings to protect surfaces, and you don't need specialized adhesives for every material sometimes. Understanding what you already have is enough. This method takes simple materials and turns them into a solution you can use across multiple situations. If you try this yourself, work carefully, add the foam gradually, control the consistency, apply evenly, and give it time to cure. Small details make a big difference in the final result. Once you understand how it behaves, you can adapt it to your own projects. Stay with the channel. We'll keep turning simple materials into practical solutions you can use in your own workshop.